Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to BocaWatch TV at WRPBI TV. Our guest this afternoon is Tony Ramudo from Urban Solar, and we will be continuing our discussion about Amendment 1. But just first, a little bit about Urban Solar. It is a full-service power company. All paperwork, permitting, and inspections, and interconnection agreements are taken care of by Urban Solar. They're state licensed solar contractor since 2001. Michael Vergona is the president, and Tony Ramudo is the vice president, correct?
Correct.
Tony is the founding partner. His background is in construction and engineering through his family business. Tony's father is a general contractor, and his mother is a civil engineer. The family are long-term Boca residents, and so what Tony has to say is very important to everyone in Boca Raton. Of course, our focus today is going to be Amendment 1 coming up on the November election regarding solar. And what I'm going to do right now is just read Amendment 1 so the viewers can have a little idea of what exactly they're going to be asked to vote on. This was the sample ballot that everybody received. Just flip it over, and it says, Amendment 1, the rights of electricity consumers regarding solar energy choice. This amendment establishes a right under Florida's Constitution for consumers to own or lease solar equipment installed on their property to generate electricity for their own use. State and local governments shall retain their abilities to protect consumer rights and public health, safety, and welfare, and to ensure that consumers do not choose to install solar are not required to subsidize the cost of backup power and electric grid access to those who do. The amendment is not expected to result in an increase or decrease in any revenue or cost to state or local government. So, what's wrong with this?
So they're very good in wording it as being a pro-solar amendment. What it's actually doing is paving the way for them to discontinue net metering, which is a critical part of solar in any state or infrastructure.
And net metering is
your ability, when you overproduce energy in your home, to sell it back to the utility grid.
I see. Mm-hmm. So your company has obviously been in business since 2001. Mm-hmm. So you've installed many solar panels.
That's correct.
And what would you say is, were people concerned during Hurricane Matthew, for example, like what's going to happen to their solar panels? What answer would you give people in that instance?
Sure. So we calmed a lot of people down during the storm when it was approaching. We engineer everything to 180 miles an hour. That's the wind load requirement we need in order to pass permitting. So we calmed their nerves, and luckily we dodged the storm, so everything was fine there. The biggest issue that people have is when the power goes out, the solar doesn't work anymore. It's required by law in order to do that. We don't want to send power onto the grid while potentially someone's working on it.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. So, getting back to Amendment 1, what we're advising at BocaWatch is that everybody vote no. So even though the language is misleading, what it really does is it charges people more for having solar. Is that my understanding of it?
Correct. So it's paving the way for them to eventually be able to charge a fee for people to connect to the grid, and they're claiming that it's going to increase their costs for infrastructure, which is actually a complete lie. When you can send energy from your home to your neighbor's home, that's a lot easier than FPL sending their energy from Turkey Point to Boca Raton.
Wow.
So it's an invalid argument.
I see. So say as a homeowner, I want to start with installing solar panels. How could I say this is going to save me money? What's the process? Do you assess my electric bill? As far as how many panels you're going to put on the house?
Sure. So it's always a two-part equation. We're going to look at your available roof space, and then we're going to diagnose your electric bill. And we're going to try and find the sweet spot of what we can fit on your roof and how much we can really take off of your bill. The majority of the homeowners that we're working on currently, we're achieving close to 80 or 90% of their utility bill.
Wow. That's substantial.
Mm-hmm.
So our next question would be, since this is so beneficial, and will, in the long term, save energy and save money, is the state doing anything as far as mandating that people will potentially have to install solar panels, do you see?
I don't see any mandatory initiatives coming from the state. What we would hope for in the state of Florida is a renewable portfolio standard, which is actually in a lot of other states across the country. And what that does is it tells the state and everyone in it that they have to have a certain amount of renewables by X date.
Oh, okay.
And Florida is one of the very few states left in the country that does not have a renewable portfolio standard.
What a shame. With all this sunshine.
Right, correct.
Oh, gosh. But you know, an interesting thing I was reading is that your company, Urban Solar, has just, or maybe currently is, installing solar panels for Lennar project.
That's correct.
On the other coast. Mm-hmm. And Lennar right now is we're in negotiation with the city as far as our golf course goes, and hopefully they'll get the contract, and we'll be doing a swap, and Lennar will be building homes in Boca Raton on what's now the Municipal Glade golf course. Mm-hmm. So, will Urban Solar have anything to do with that?
We are sure hoping so. Currently, Lennar has they have a subdivision called Sun Street, and basically they're making every single home that they develop solar ready.
Wow!
It's not even an option, so it's automatically coming with your house.
I think that's huge. I mean, that's really something that people need to know about. Another reason why the Lennar project should get the go-ahead from City Hall. So, okay, now we all know November 8th is coming up, and what we're asking you to do, once again, is to take a look at Amendment 1 and just vote no. It's to your best interest, it's to everyone's best interest. Keep costs down, keep solar energy from being regimented, and give us a little more freedom of choice as far as that goes. In closing, is there anything that you'd like to say as far as your company or your experience in the solar industry?
No, just being a native in Boca Raton and having our business located also in Boca Raton, I encourage all of the citizens of Boca to help us win this David versus Goliath battle and allow free trade and allow free choice to happen within our state.
Yes. A longtime Boca resident.
Absolutely.
So were you educated in Boca Raton as well?
And I'm an FAU alum as well.
Well, there you have it. Yeah. So. Now, Tony, why don't you tell us a little bit about Urban Solar and how people can get in touch with you if they are interested in purchasing solar panels?
Sure. So Urban Solar Group is a turnkey EPC, and that means we do the engineering, procurement, and construction. So really soup to nuts, the entire A to Z process for solar. If you're interested in getting in contact with us, you can find us at urbansolar.com. We're on all social media sites as well, too, at Facebook, Instagram,
yes, I saw you
Twitter
there.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so getting back to the net metering, would you mind explaining that just a little bit more to me?
So net metering is critical to most homeowners and businesses. It's your ability to sell the excess energy that you're producing. For a homeowner, when you're not home during the day, that energy is automatically going out into the grid and creating a credit for you to then use at night when you come home. Without net metering, you would require batteries, and obviously those are still a long way away as far as expense goes. So we want to try and protect net metering, and that's why we need to vote no on Amendment 1 this November.
Very good. You know, I might have one question. This is kind of off the grid a bit, but you know, Elon Musk is producing all these solar batteries. Do you think at any point that this will be something that people can have in their home to put their own electricity into those batteries, or no?
Sure, absolutely. He's a pioneer in the industry, and we look up to him a lot. Similar to how solar was too expensive for the common homeowner to afford in past years, battery is going to follow similar in suit in that the prices are going to continue to drop, and Elon Musk is really paving the way with that with the Tesla Powerwall.
Great. Well, I just want to say thank you to Tony Ramudo from Urban Solar. Now, Tony, would you give us your contact info and just let us know how we can all get in touch with you? Sure.
The easiest way is to visit our website, urbansolar.com, and you can find all of our contact info there as well.
Very good. Well, thank you for watching. This has been BocaWatch TV with WRPBI TV, and hope to see you again real soon.